Okay, so good afternoon, everyone from Taiwan. I'm still in Taiwan right now. Um, if you don't know me, my name is Jonathan Salomo. You can call me Jonathan. I'm from Bandung Institute of Technology, Indonesia. Right now, I'm an ISMA awardee, so I'm currently funded to have a one semester exchange at Taiwan, in particular in National Taiwan Normal University. So I'm just thinking like I want to share as much as possible about the journey that I'm going through here because I understand that not everyone is as privileged as I am to be paid fully by the Ministry of Education or any party that can fund you fully funded. Like, I don't think there are many corporates that want to fully fund someone, uh, a bachelor or undergraduate student, right? So it is a huge privilege, and if you want to join ISMA or if you want to have an exchange at Taiwan, or if you feel that I can contribute or I can share anything to you related to your target to have an exchange, either virtual or offline, because previously I also have a virtual exchange at Fridge Amsterdam, then feel free to contact me or like, yeah, chat me. I'll be more than happy to help you guys to pursue your dream to get an exchange. For now, I'd like to share two things. First, about Taiwan, the thing that I have learned about for the 3 weeks here. 90% of my time is in my room. I'm now in my quarantine hotel, so not much to share. But yeah, if anyone curious about how or what kind of people Taiwanese is, I think I've got several takes from short interactions with people here, and also my fellow classmates in NTNU. First of all, they are very kind, very generous. As an exchange student with close to zero ability to speak Mandarin, which is something that I need to work on, they are very generous to try to talk English and accommodate me. Something that I really appreciate, because if I were them, then maybe it makes me quite uncomfortable. But um, they accommodate me, they welcome me. It is quite fun because at some points I joined the classes by Google Meets, while all of the other classmates attend the class by in person. So like, I am represented by a laptop or a phone, literally a phone, on the class, and then when I talk, like, people literally looking at the phone and thinking that it is a real person. So yeah, it is quite a funny or kind of weird interaction, but yeah, regardless, it is a fun experience. But yeah, the point is they accommodate me, they welcome me. Second, they also are very attentive in their works. It is my first experience frequently coming to Family Mart or 7-Eleven, and you know, seeing couple of old men sleeping there in Family Mart, in 2-3 a.m., or seeing um, gig drivers from Food Panda or from Uber Eats, going around the road. Everything or everyone is just so attentive. They do their job in the quickest yet effective manner possible. Or the shopkeepers or the customer services in any store here is very attentive. Like, they they observe what their customers or their buyers are doing. They like do the payment process in the 7-Eleven, like, very fast, very effective. um, yeah, partly because I can't speak Chinese, so like, I don't really have as many things to talk with them. But on the other hand, uh, compared to Indonesia, when we are going to Indomaret or Alfamart, um, some are very friendly, smile a lot, but they do not really pay attention to details at some points. For instance, wanting to pay for PLN or PAM, PDAM, and yeah, you know, uh, wrong wrong numbers, wrong account numbers and stuff that happen, or when or they some trainees are not do not really understand on how to use the computers, or how to use uh, the the scanning uh, devices in Alfamart or Indomart. So you know um, not to flow the flow of the surface is not that fluid compared to here. Everything is just so fluid, everything is just so um what is it, so smooth and so professional here, even in mini marts like 7-Eleven and family marts around here. And lastly, I think they when we learn about what I learned about Taiwan, I found that they are a combination of cultures. There are aborigines here as an indigenous, but there are also Japanese and Chinese effect based on their history in the past, and it kind of mixed up and it kind of show itself in a sense that they have the work ethic of Japanese, very professional, very efficient, they can be kind of rough, like not that friendly, like driving around here like 120 140 kilometers per hour is so normal, which is surreal, but it is normal. Like everyone is driving at least 100 kilometers per hour in the toll road, um, which is, yeah, quite insane compared to Indonesia. But um, another example, they I think the most people working around here that I kind of able to look, even the officer of international affairs, they can stay up like till 12 a.m., 1 2 a.m., uh, just to wait for the international students to arrive safely in Taiwan. I understand that it is under her or his job description, but it still kind of give me a glimpse of how professional and how committed they are to their job, which I think is one of the reasons why Taiwan becomes one of the more successful districts among other districts in China. Like, the way they commit, the way they do things professionally, and uh, there's not many unnecessary communications when they're working. So it's very fun, it's very professional, it's very effective, and I think this can be a good place to me to grow. I hope so, and I'll let you guys know if things will be going well or not going well soon. I will go to campus around in a week, so yeah, let's see how the normal interaction would be if I do not do it online. Yeah, so maybe that's a bit about Taiwan. Um, but second, I'd like to share about um, something that keeps troubling me for quite some times as students, even back in Indonesia, is about how to be able to stay up late when doing homeworks. Like, you know, it seems unnecessary to be talk about, because uh, many students can pull up all nighters, and I humbly adore you guys who can pull up an all nighter. I cannot do that at all. Even with assistance of coffee, glasses of coffee, I will sleep eventually. like like it is nearly impossible for me to like pull up an all nighter. But um, when I try to dig deeper into what can push me to at least stay up late in the night, one of the things, because I'm doing what makes me happy. Um, Back when I was a junior or a freshman in ITB, I do things because I want to compete. I want to win with against others. I want to measure up how great or how better I am compared to others. I do not want to lose with my friends, because my identity relies upon my winning or my accolades. So I totally depend upon accolades or achievements as the basis of my self worth or self esteem, which now I realize is totally wrong, because there is also a part of my personality, part of my just innate or natural characters that can actually pull friends, and make uh, I can make friends without just being a smart guy. Like, it's kind of rough and kind of hard to keep being the smart guy in every community, on in every circle that I'm going to go into. So yeah, that I'm always about competition and stuff, but now I realize that um, just like when Microsoft and Apple are trying to combat each other, and Apple decides to believe more on themselves, while Microsoft trying to measure themselves more against the competition rather than focusing on what makes them unique. It shows that Apple grows fastly, better and faster compared to Microsoft. Another quote, I truly forgot the name, but there's a man, a very inspirational quote. I think you can search it on Google, saying that competitions aren't just for losers. Meaning, yeah, if you truly care about competition, then maybe you are a loser, which is quite surreal, or it kind of stabbed my heart a bit. But now I realize that even the most competitive guys, I love basketball, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry, um, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, many names. Or in the technology enterprises or technology companies, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or uh, politics, Pak Luhut and stuff, or in entertainment, Deddy Corbuzier and stuff. Uh, what I learned from them, even though just seeing them through videos, YouTubes, and televisions, is that everything that they are doing, even though it is very very taxing physically and mentally, they are doing it because they just love it so much. That they cannot refrain or evading from the job. Like, they will tell us numerous times in their videos that uh, I want to improve this, I want to make the video become more impactful, I want to create more engaging products, I want to solve the audience or the user's problems, which, rationally speaking, they don't really need to do that right now, because they already got the money and the company is well established. For sure, uh, they have to prepare for the future, and it is something that is natural in corporate setup, when you have to prepare for next challenges or future years challenges starting from now. But partly, I think the main basis on why they want to commit that far is because they just love what they are doing. Competition is a part of consideration when they try to make products or make new features, like how well or how good are we compared to our competitors. But that assessment is just done so that they can know the standard. If we want to make a traveling app, then we can look at Traveloka, for instance. That is the competitor that we want to achieve. Do we want to make them as competitor, or do we want to lower our competition a bit because due to feasibility issues, or do we want to level up our competition and maybe looking at um, looking at I forget, to get other apps that is more worldwide or more global. um, that is how competition should be used. Like, competition is just a part of consideration to really know objectively whether we are good enough or not. But why we should know how good we are, it is not to defeat them, but to help those who become the main audience or the main beneficiary of the product. If you want to make if, for instance, in my field, biomedical engineering, if you want to make an app to assess patient medical record, then our ambition should be about how to make this as easily used as possible for the patients, because medical record is a very private and sensitive stuff, and we don't want this information to be leaked towards public, right? um, it is the number one priority, the security. But on the other hand, uh, there can be too many layers of verifications and stuff that can make the users become stressed out, or become insecure or uncomfortable when using the apps, because by that they won't use the app from the very first place, right? So even though it is that good and that secured, and the layers of security is multiples, but if the user is not really comfortable with the apps, then they won't use it at all. um, which will bring a trade-off, like how secured it is versus how comfortable it is. And the way we can decide on how comfortable while it is still secured can be done through comparing our product or our concept with competitors. For instance, competitor A, they use a very like a two stages verification using Google accounts or using phone numbers. Then they also use online or e-signatures uh, before finally giving access towards the patient's medical record. Or the competitor B, when they use a more um, lean concept or a more simplified concept, where you can just use your fingerprints to unlock the app, and there is a third party protection that will protect your data to be modified, but just to look up at the data we only need fingerprints. Then based on that, we can assess like what kind of product or what kind of features what we want to refer to. So I think that is how competition should be done. Like you learn from the already existing products that are actually there in the market, and we learn to like decide in which scope or in which character do we want our product to be. So rather than focusing on how to beat them, we learn from them. We get as much insights as possible, and then we incorporate those insights into what our product wants to make or wants to do at the end of the day. So I learned this from my internship period on Halodoc for sure, but more I learned it from my friends, from my mentors, and even from my own reflections. Like um, back to the stay up late problem. I do not really able to stay up late because I do not really like what I'm doing. Like I I I do things, competitions, organizations, and project stuff just to please others, just to ensure myself that I have a competitive advantage over them. But the way uh, it works, it is just so taxing, because you are trying to defeat others uh, in every single way, or in every single occasion, although you know that you can't really control what they are doing. So to defeat them, you can't really control every aspect of the process, right? You can be better each and every time, but they will also be better. And when those these two things happen parallel, then uh, then when we are defeated again or we lose again, it doesn't mean that we don't grow, right? There are so many components to decide our growth just solely based on winnings don't resemble the whole picture of our growth. And I think uh, after realizing that, I now understand that rather than focusing on pleasing others by defeating them, like showing off that I am more worthy than you got, man. Like you have to respect me because I am better than you. Rather, I now try to get a more holistic picture. Like if I can beat him, then I will get a better credential. Then how do I use this credential to a greater benefit of others, like getting my press, ISMA, and stuff. those things are now I utilize to my maximum so that I can create content like this, I can create writings, I can share my thoughts with my underclassmates who are now in the process of also defining themselves, and I can share this with my sister who are now in the freshman year of her university. I can share this with my other siblings. I can share this with many students around Indonesia through webinars and stuff. And that what empowers me to keep trying and getting more knowledge, getting more recognitions or distinctions through competitions, projects, organizations, and stuff. What fuels me now is how can I help others with my capacity, because deep inside I realize that I've got so many gifts or talents being given by God relatively compared to my classmates or my peers. I try to go away from this identity, but now I just try to embrace this, like yeah, fuck up, like uh, I think my role has to be in the middle to upper um, percentile of my peers, like what I'm saying, like I have to set the standard when we are working together. Like I cannot just follow their patterns. I can't just follow the way they are doing. Sometimes I have to be strict and point out that if you want to achieve this level of success, then you can't work like this, you should work like this. Of course there will always be a room to discuss and things, but I try to use that mentality every time I go into a new circle. I try to set up the standard, and if you want to get the type of achievements or steps or accolades that I got, then this is the way I did it, and I think this can also work if we try to implement some of the principles, like being on time, being communicative with anything bad or good things happening. We have to always be communicative. Do not hide any hindrance of the growth of the progress of the project. Like if you are sick or you are academically equipped or you are mentally exhausted, then inform related parties immediately. Do not hide anything. If you have other activities that are more important towards your future life, then inform us, and just explain, like I think I have to lower my commitment here in this competition or in this organization. Are you guys concerned with it? And personally I'd be more than happy if they can get what they seek, because competition, organization and stuff, it's just a medium to help people, especially students, to finally land their dream job, land their dream life, able to help more people outside. It's just a medium, like people come and go, so I'm not really bothered by if my friends decide to get out or leave because they find a better place. But if they just give up, then that is a problem that has to be addressed collectively. Like what makes you giving up? Uh, do you not don't do you have any issues with uh, persons here in this group? Do you hate the way we are working? uh, do we have any personal affairs that have not been solved, and those kind of stuff. Those are the things that I try to do and try to use as the mindset every time I enter the group. And I think using that mindset to help others, building team, uh, actively helping my peers whenever needed, using that mindset compared to just being competitive and defeating others, I think it's a more constructive and um, impactful way of thinking. And plus it can give me a more positive and more sustainable energy, um, which leads to me having less burnout, having and finally being able to stay up late. I'm finally able to stay up late because I'm just happy with the way I'm thinking and the way I'm perceiving anything. Most of things right now, like it's not about competitions, it's not about which one is better compared to others, but how can I help you make better, and how can I make myself be better. And making you be better, it doesn't mean that I will be worse, because by by helping you, I help myself. It's the principle of teaching, right? When you share your knowledge will somehow also improve, and or at the very least, the way you understand the knowledge becomes much more deeper when you teach the subjects to others, like your peers, your sisters, your younger brothers, sisters, and so on. So back to the main um, question, or the main issue on why, or um, should we is all-nighter good, or if you can't pull an all-nighter, or if you can't really focus on the things that you are doing, if you can't really academically perform or anything, and it keeps you overthought, or it creates overthinking in your mind, then I think um, one of the thing that you should try is to reflect, maybe, and find out what makes you happy, what makes you empowered. I don't know if ikigai concept in Japan relates to everyone, but at least it relates to me, so maybe it can help you guys. And just the concept, like, you don't have to use ikigai like 100% detailed. Like, just use the principle, it is perfectly fine. You can use I don't know, personality assessment things like MBTI and so on, just to know what things do you like. And for sure, real life experience matter a lot, and the way we can finally understand who we are, what are our weaknesses and strengths, what are our liabilities, what are our our best skills, what are those. Knowing that through interaction, collaboration, and stuff, I think is more important than just going to competition just to defeat others, and or just trying to prove yourself through winnings. It is very exhausting, at least in my opinion, after using that mindset for mainly 3 years back, and now I try to shift gradually towards a more collaborative mindset, and focusing on your growth, focusing on the things that you are doing, just loving what you are doing right now, and being able to stay present and mindful in all the projects, assignments, final assignments, thesis, or anything that you are doing right now. Just being present, being happy, being mindful in anything that you are doing. I think it is the best option for us to take, rather than just wondering, can I be like him? Can I be like her? Can I be like? Yeah, you have your own idol, so I don't really want to name persons here, but every time we wonder, or we ask ourselves, can we be like this? Can we be like him, her, our seniors, our managers, our inspirations, public figures, and stuff? Then the answer is always, for me, you can't unless you try. So if you ever ask, like, can we be like him, you can't unless you try. So our main task, or our main obligation, is just to try, giving our best in the things that we are doing, believing in ourselves that we can do the task as best as we can, and when the task is done, then we can reflect, or in the process of finishing the task, after finishing certain milestones, that for sure we can reflect, and trying to write down what are our weaknesses. Do we have a proper time management? Do we have the proper priority management, or have we managed our friends or our members properly? Have we had an effective communication with our lecturers or our mentors? And have we put a realistic or fair expectation towards ourselves? Are the expectation to ourselves is actually too low or too high? Those kind of things are, I think, is the thing that you can do after finishing certain milestones of a project, of or an assignment, or a business. Try to do it, and instead of focusing on the competition, I think it can be more empowering towards you. So yeah, it's almost 30 minutes, so thank you guys. This is my first video, and hopefully this helps you guys in any means necessary. I've shared a bit about Taiwan, so if you want to know more about Taiwan, then you can comment or give your insights so that I will share more things about Taiwan if you are interested. Especially next week, I'm gonna go out in person, so yeah, there will be more times to interact. But moreover about if you ever dream or wonder about can we be like him, can we be like her, can we pull out this task, can we achieve an A in this course. I think the root is to be happy with what you're doing, to be satisfied first, or be, I don't know, be grateful with what you have. If you don't like satisfied, then being grateful is a good keyword. And by having those mindsets, in my experience, you can might be mindful, you can put your best effort, which means you can get the best result of the things that you are doing, and you can use that good output or great output as a portfolio for the next step of your career or your journey, which then can lead you to better places, better salaries. Maybe I'm not really sure. I'm just a student right now, not really a full-time employee, but just asking around, and just observing. Like, I can those who earn more are those who actually, it's just some of them. I don't really know. I'm really scared. I'm truly scared to mention this, but some of the people that I can meet that being in the company for quite some long time are actually people who are quite grateful and quite friendly, quite helpful towards their team. So maybe they are not the most knowledgeable or the most intelligent, but surely whenever their team or their peers needs them, then they are available for them. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. So if whenever you feel down about having to compete with others, then my take is try the other way, being focused on empowering staff and learning on how to be sure that you are what you are right now, and you have your own color. So do not really have to copy others. Learn from them, but not copy them, and find out our journey, finding your next steps, planning everything before. And Sun Tzu always mentioned that you won war before it happens, which means planning and concepting plays a huge factor. For sure, you have to adjust everything while it's going, but having the idea, having the right concept, analyzing the right problem is more important rather than just focusing on competition and beating others. Yeah, so yeah, that is all, guys. Hopefully it helps you. And I don't really know how frequent I make this kind of video. I'm just having a random thoughts, and I would like to share this with you. So if you feel that this is helpful, then yeah, hopefully it is helpful. Thank you, guys. Having a good day. See you in the next video. Thank you.